I voted for Donald J. Trump in the 2024 presidential election, and I am starting to regret my vote. Now I have no one to work on my farm.
You voted for President Trump that things were going to cost you more and you're going to lose money?
I never thought I was going to lose this much money, this fast.
Jim is a Republican who voted for Donald Trump 3 times.
How do you feel about your vote for Donald Trump now?
Well, I feel like perhaps I should have considered some other options.
Fuck that. Fuck that. Joe Biden already bailed you guys out the first time because Donald Trump screwed you over his first term in office. You guys seen what the he did to you, and then you voted him back in again, and you think that we're supposed to have some sympathy points, or you going on CNN crying because he's your shit up again? Really? Get the out of here with that shit. The farmers in Nebraska, Wisconsin, all of these states that are being affected, and they're trying to come on social media and the news stations crying now for sympathy points because they themselves over by voting for this orange little bitch. Nah, it's too late for that shit now. Suck it the up and struggle for the next 4 years.
Farmers are getting hurt very badly by the last administration. The last administration hated our farmers, like at a level that I've never seen before.
That's just hogwash. The reality is the Trump administration is the one that's harming farmers right now as we speak. What do you say, Will?
Well, I think anytime somebody asks Donald Trump a question about agriculture, he looks like a cow looking at a new gate. He has no understanding of what he's talking about. And then my grandpa would say he buries a 10-cent topic in $20 words. He just drones on and on and on. How does a farmer plan with senseless droning? We need real policy, and he ain't the guy to give it to us.
That's right.
Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel. We appreciate your continued support and engagement. A big shout out to the creators and news outlets whose clips we have featured in this video. Your work matters. Today we are discussing a pressing issue affecting many farmers who voted for Trump but are now struggling due to his policies. Let's dive into this story. Farmers who back Donald Trump are facing significant challenges. Tariffs imposed by Trump have led to retaliatory measures from other countries, impacting agricultural exports. Many farmers that have been in operation for decades are now shutting down. The economic hardship is real, and these farmers are feeling the pinch. Trump's policies were supposed to benefit American farmers. However, the reality is different. The tariffs have disrupted supply chain and led to financial struggles for many farmers. These farmers are not just losing their businesses, they are also losing their livelihoods. The impact of Trump's policies is far-reaching and devastating. The struggle for these farmers serves as a reminder of the complexities of politics and economics. We hope this video has provided valuable insight into the challenges faced by the farmers. Share your thoughts in the comments while we play you the next clip, then come back with more commentary.
When China said they don't give a fuck, they meant it. If you haven't heard, China has ended its beef exports from the U.S. Losing those exports is worth $1.6 billion to the U.S. And you want to guess which state exports the most? Nebraska. And they have a $400 million budget short, which means the Nebraskan ranchers are not going to be able to get a subsidy from the state because they're already $400 million short. China took that beef exports right over to Australia. So that means we are losing again. Have you noticed that they are targeting red states? That seems pretty strategic if you ask me.
There's this clip going around where MSNBC interviewed North Carolina farmers about Trump, trade wars, and their markets. And as a North Carolina farmer, I'd like to talk about what happened there. I am a small farmer who's worked in agriculture 27 years, including helping other farmers on profitability and growing their markets. I want agriculture to succeed. And the way we get there is by being clear-eyed about what our opportunities are and how our votes will impact what those financial opportunities are. Unfortunately, a lot of my colleagues have allowed themselves to get stuck in an echo chamber. And I say unfortunately because that echo chamber makes it real tough to make clear-headed decisions about your own finances, never mind farm policy for the whole country. And that MSNBC interview is a really good example, unfortunately. Any farm bailouts should come with really strict audits and fiscal responsibility controls to make sure that money gets used to get businesses back on track. It's important to understand the farmers who showed up to be interviewed that day are not struggling little poor folks. They're big old money around here. And it so happens that both of them were born into families that built up multi-generational fortunes and very large property holdings on tobacco, thanks to a New Deal program that guaranteed very high tobacco prices. That New Deal program stuck around until 2004. In farm years, that's yesterday. That could be why they don't seem that fazed by Trump destroying their markets with trade wars. To be frank, their family's wealth was not built by free enterprise. It was built by the American taxpayer. Those are just the facts. I certainly didn't make it that way. And then those two got born into that taxpayer-created wealth. So they've never had a chance to build the market skills to keep up in a free market anyway. To normal people who have to work for what we have, losing your export market to trade wars will feel like an emergency, because it is. But when your land, wealth, and position as rural spokesman is built on the taxpayer's back and inherited rather than earned, then asking for bailouts probably feels as American as apple pie. But I'm looking at farming's future, and I'm concerned that my colleagues do not realize the backlash that is brewing against agriculture right now because of behavior just like this. What do I mean by lacking business skills? Well, when that guy says 85% of success on my farm comes from God, no, it doesn't. God was very clear on what he thought on the matter. He said, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow. Now, from a business point of view, as the farmer, we're the ones who decide what to grow. And two of that guy's biggest crops are tobacco and soybeans. Those are both crops that only work because China buys a lot of them. If I keep growing crops that are only worth anything because we can sell them to China, and then I vote for a guy who promised to start trade wars with China, that's reaping what you sow. And when someone who says 85% of his success comes from God comes begging me for money, that's how you know God ain't listening.
The impact of Trump's tariffs on China has been significant for American farmers. Here is what's happening. Trump's administration imposed steep tariffs on China, which led to retaliatory measures from China. This resulted in a substantial decline in American agricultural exports to China. Many Chinese businesses that previously partnered with American farmers are now signing deals with non-American farmers. This shift has left American farmers struggling to stay competitive in the global market. The high tariff on Chinese imports have made it challenging for American farmers to access affordable mechanized farm parts from China. This has increased their production cost and reduced their efficiency. The added cost and lost revenue could push more farmers out of business, leading to a decline in American agricultural production and economic instability in rural communities. Overall, Trump's tariffs have had a devastating impact on American farmers, particularly those who rely on exports to China. The loss of business partnerships and difficulty accessing affordable mechanized farm parts have exacerbated the economic hardship.
Biden put out a lot of free money, grants to help farmers do that. Those climate and conservation grants are one of the first things Trump had Elon Musk get rid of. We all know that using public money to cover your own missteps is a recipe for abuse. That's why any bailout should have some basic financial controls. If we give that guy bailouts, will he use them to build a sustainable business and get his business back on track, growing crops for domestic consumption in the US? Great. Or will he just use them to keep growing soy and tobacco like he's been, then complaining he has to throw it away because the market's gone and come begging for more bailout next year? Now him, I don't know. But I have had encounters with Kim Carnegie, and because she's big old money, just know the story I'm about to tell you happened at a big old convention center with her family's name on it. She quartered me with a sob story about how she was trying to grow things and make more money. She really was, but it was just too hard. One time, she tried to grow asparagus, and it was clear from how she told the story that she had not done any homework before she got started. She was shocked at how much work asparagus is to grow, and she was shocked to find out what the going market rate was. Those are things you can and should find out before you commit your land to grow something.
The struggle of American farmers who voted for Donald Trump but are now facing economic hardship due to his policies serve as a reminder of the complexities of politics and economics. The tariffs imposed on China have led to retaliatory measures, resulting in lost exports, increased costs, and financial struggles for many farmers in the United States. The loss of business partnerships and difficulty accessing affordable mechanized farm parts have further made it very difficult for their farm business to carry on their businesses. As we reflect on the challenges faced by American farmers, we encourage you to share your thoughts and experience in the comment below. Let's start a conversation about the impact of trade policies on our agricultural communities. If you found this video informative, please like, share, and hit the notification bell for more content. Together, we can raise awareness and advocate for policies that support our farmers and rural communities. Thank you for watching, guys. Until we meet again in the next one.